Welcome to Ask Prep, your trusted companion for NEET and G preparation. Today we will study about a very important topic of biology, which is neuroscience advances, brain mapping, neuroplasticity. The human brain is often described as the control center of the body. It coordinates everything from our basic survival functions like breathing and heartbeat to complex abilities like thinking, memory, emotions, and creativity. But for centuries, the inner workings of the brain remained a mystery. Scientists could only guess which areas of the brain controlled which functions. Thanks to advances in neuroscience, particularly brain mapping, we now have a much clearer picture. Brain mapping refers to a set of techniques used to identify the different regions of the brain and understand their specific roles. Think of it like creating a detailed map of a city where each neighborhood has a unique function. Some areas of the brain are responsible for movement, others for vision, language, memory, or emotions. Brain mapping allows researchers to pinpoint these areas and even observe how they interact in real time. One of the most important tools in brain mapping is imaging technology. Techniques like MRI or magnetic resonance imaging provide detailed pictures of brain structures. But even more advanced is fMRI, or functional magnetic resonance imaging, which shows not just the anatomy but also the activity of the brain. For example, when you solve a math problem or remember a past event, specific brain regions light up on an fMRI scan, allowing scientists to observe which parts are active during particular tasks. Another powerful tool is electroencephalography, or EEG, which measures electrical activity in the brain using electrodes placed on the scalp. This method helps researchers study brainwaves and understand how the brain responds to different stimuli, such as sound, light, or touch. Techniques like PET scans or positron emission tomography also help by tracking chemical processes inside the brain, giving insights into things like blood flow or metabolism. These brain mapping tools are not just useful for research. They have practical applications in medicine, such as diagnosing brain disorders, planning surgeries, and developing treatments for conditions like epilepsy, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and brain tumors. For example, before performing brain surgery, doctors use brain mapping to locate critical areas involved in language or movement so they can avoid damaging them. Now let's turn to another exciting topic, neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's incredible ability to change and adapt in response to experience, learning, or injury. For a long time, scientists believed that the adult brain was fixed and unchangeable, but research has shown that the brain remains adaptable throughout life. This means that our neural pathways, the connections between neurons, can be reorganized, strengthened, or even formed anew. Imagine you are learning to play the guitar. At first, it feels difficult. But with practice, your brain strengthens the connections involved in finger movement, hand-eye coordination, and musical memory. This process is an example of experience-dependent plasticity, where the brain adapts based on new skills or experiences. Similarly, if someone loses their sight, their brain can reorganize itself so that other senses, like hearing or touch, become more sensitive, a process called cross-modal plasticity. Neuroplasticity also plays a crucial role in recovery from brain injuries such as strokes. When part of the brain is damaged, other regions can sometimes take over the lost functions, allowing the person to regain abilities like speech or movement over time. Therapies that encourage neuroplasticity, such as physical rehabilitation or cognitive exercises, are essential in helping patients recover. At the cellular level, neuroplasticity involves processes like synaptic plasticity, where the strength of connections between neurons changes, and neurogenesis, where new neurons are generated, particularly in areas like the hippocampus, which is involved in memory. These mechanisms explain why learning and memory are possible and why the brain can adapt to new challenges. For NEET and G students, it's important to understand how these advances in neuroscience impact both theoretical knowledge and practical applications. Brain mapping has transformed how we understand brain function, providing insights into both normal processes and diseases. Neuroplasticity has shifted our understanding of the brain from a rigid organ to a dynamic, flexible system capable of remarkable change. These discoveries also open up exciting future possibilities. Imagine personalized brain therapies where treatments are designed based on a person's unique brain map. Imagine using neuroplasticity to enhance learning, treat mental health conditions, or even improve memory and cognition in aging populations. Brain-computer interfaces, which allow direct communication between the brain and external devices, are already being explored to help people with paralysis control robotic limbs or computers, offering hope and independence. Neuroscience also raises fascinating questions about consciousness, identity, and free will. As we learn more about how the brain shapes our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we are also forced to reflect on what it means to be human. These are deep, philosophical questions that go beyond biology, but they remind us of the profound importance of the brain in every aspect of our existence. One of the most exciting areas of neuroscience research is combining brain mapping with neuroplasticity to design personalized treatments. By using brain imaging to map out an individual's brain activity, doctors can develop customized therapies that target the specific circuits involved in a disorder. This precision medicine approach holds great promise for improving the effectiveness of treatments and minimizing side effects. Another fascinating development is the use of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, which allow direct communication between the brain and external devices. So, as you study biology for your NEET or JEE exams, remember that neuroscience is not just another chapter in your textbook, it's a rapidly advancing field that connects science, technology, and humanity. Thank you so much for being a part of the Ask Prep community. We truly appreciate your time and dedication to learning, especially when it comes to mastering biology, a subject that's not only essential for exams like NEET and JEE. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who are also preparing, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update.